I deliberately left the window open, letting the crime boss hear me with someone else all night long. The next morning, he asked me with a gloomy face, "Can I join in?" But I just embraced the other person, coldly refusing. "You like your little sister the most." His eyes turned bloodshot, but he didn't dare step closer, only because, as his woman, I had helped him expand his business for 10 years. In the end, he'd rather marry a college girl than keep his promise to marry me. His subordinates couldn't understand and began protesting on my behalf. "Boss, Arya has helped you build your empire. She's a valuable asset. Didn't you used to dote on her? Why marry someone else now?" Ethan stubbed out his cigarette, fiddling with the couple's ring he shared with Lily. "A woman with blood on her hands. Every time I think about sleeping with her, it gives me the creeps. How can she compare to my darling? But Arya is clever. What if she finds out and turns against you?" Ethan frowned and sneered. "The whole city is already mine. Without her, I'm not afraid of losing anything." Little did he know, I had heard everything from outside the door. I threw the medicine I was going to give him in the trash and sent a Snapchat to his archenemy Xavier. "Want Ethan's territory and life? I'll give them to you." As I was preparing to get a speedboat to leave the island, Ethan came to find me. "There's a big shipment coming to the island the day after tomorrow. Send some men to receive it personally and clear out your house. I need it." He commanded sternly, but I just found it laughable. To marry Lily, he really didn't care about my life. Even if Xavier attacked his base, he still wanted me to risk my life to bring back his little flower. He was truly lovesick. "Need the house? Wasn't it just for Lily to live in?" I coldly replied with an "oh." My flat reaction, Ethan frowned in displeasure. "What are you sulking about now? I'm not making our relationship public because the situation is unstable. Xavier is watching closely. I can't let the men lower their guard just because of you. Most important task now is to help me fend off Xavier's attacks. Always tried to manipulate me like this. Before, I thought it was his way of protecting me, so I worked even harder for him, fighting and scheming. But now I just found it absurd." I put the boat rental form in front of him and said flatly, "I'm not sulking. I'm used to it." Ethan sensed something unusual. Impatience flashed in his eyes and his signature even tore through the paper. "Arya, what's with the attitude? I'm just asking for your house. Everything on this island is mine, including your life. Can't I even use you anymore?" He threw the paper in my face. "From now on, don't come to me for trivial things like going off the island for supplies. I don't have time for you." Knowing he misunderstood, I didn't explain. I nodded perfunctorily and left, feeling relieved as I looked at the speedboat I was about to board. I had helped Ethan and his business for 10 years. We were childhood sweethearts, brothers who could trust each other with our lives, and even the most intimate lovers. I had always hoped to marry him, and he had hinted that once he controlled the whole city, he would give me what I wanted. But now I realized, that was just my wishful thinking and his lies woven to use my feelings. Now he was going to marry someone else that night. A team of heavily armed mercenaries escorted Lily onto the island. She wore a white dress, her naive eyes full of smug pride. "Sister has worked hard for Ethan for over 10 years with great merit. Definitely get him to promote you and send you some male models. We can't let sister's personal life suffer. Unlike Ethan, who can't wait another moment. He's marrying me tomorrow, oh my." I tightened my grip on the gun handle, barely restraining the urge to shoot her. "Go." I coldly glanced at her and was about to leave, but Lily stopped me, taking out a diary from her bag and saying slyly, "These are the love notes Ethan wrote when he missed me all these years. It's too heavy to carry, so I'll trouble sister to throw it away for me." With that, she swayed her skirt and left. Facing the cold wind blowing against the rocks, I trembled as I opened the diary. April 12, 2024. When I protected him as we broke through an encirclement, he said, "Lily, if I survive this, I'll marry you." 5, 2023. When I heard he was ambushed by Xavier during a business trip, I took 2 machetes and single-handedly broke into the enemy camp to rescue him. He said, "Baby, you smell so good today." January 24, 2021. When he was arrested, I decided to take the blame for him and he said, "If it were you, I would never let you suffer like this." Every word in the diary stabbed my heart, as painful as if it was being carved out. How many times had I begged Ethan to marry me, and he always kissed my forehead and said, "Arya, wait for me." I have too many enemies. I'm always afraid I haven't cleared the obstacles for you. When I have the whole city under control, I'll marry you, okay? But my countless urgings were met only with perfunctory responses. On Snapchat, a reply finally came. The short 2 words were forceful, leaving me no way to turn back. "Deal." I still couldn't help wanting to confirm something, so I asked, "On August 5, 2024, you ambushed Ethan, right?"